It's time.
It's time. Let's talk about something we didn't get around to talking about on the show today. You know, often you see things on socials and they say new fear unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
I felt that when I saw this story. A roller coaster in Portland, Oregon was stuck upside down for 20 minutes. Right at the apex, they're saying, which 30 people were trapped. This thing was a big spinnerinery, and you sit with your legs dangling out, and it was stuck upside down in that upside down position. And at first they just thought, oh, it's a slight glitch, we'll let it go. Kept going and going and going. They had to get the Portland Fire and Rescue to come and try and save them. Some of the people thought that they were going to die, and it's young kids and stuff, 18-year-olds. At first I was freaking out, and then I was like, it's fine. And then, oh, my God, I thought we'd come down in 10 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever, this person told CNN. She said 20 seconds turned into 3 minutes, and then everyone started to panic, to scream, and call for help.
Oh, wow. And they're up there for 20 minutes. But what's the implications for that?
Let me tell you the medical implications of being upside down. Prolonged inversion can result in blood pooling in the brain, potentially causing ruptured blood vessels and brain hemorrhages, heart failure, because your blood can't pump.
Yeah, right,
It doesn't pump up. It needs gravity to do all of that. The pump can only do so much, and you'd look weird with your eyes all bugged out. A person should hang upside down for less than a minute at a time, they say, and wait at least 1.5 minutes before the next inversion. But yogis, not Yogi Bear, professional yogis, not those amateurs.
No.
They can hang upside down for hours.
Yogi used to hang around those picnic baskets, and that would have been bad for his health as well. Because if I see the American diet, it's a lot of bread, a lot of meat, a lot of carbs.
Remember that photo Andrew Denton had once, and he was hanging upside down in a tree. And then for some reason, that same publication constantly used that photo, but they'd invert it. So there was no reference to the fact he had been upside down, so his face just looked weird and you couldn't work out why.
He was having some sort of medical disorder.
Yeah, but you didn't know why. He just looked odd.
The paper just used this. Did Amanda tick off a media outlet? Yeah, of course he did.
Did Amanda?
Did Andrew? Did Andrew tick off a media outlet?
Maybe he did. Maybe he refused to give them another photo and they said, all right, we'll just turn this one upside down and use that.
It's interesting you say that. Many years ago, I was going to be on the front page of one of those little lifestyle, things. How does he do it? He's such an amazing guy. One of those, those lift
Then they got Larry Emder instead.
Lift outs in the newspaper. And the photographer said, well, what do we do? We'll get you some headphones and... And
gurn.
And I said, oh, well, why don't we be really cliched and why don't we just do this? And I cupped my ear the old school radio way and just
from the 50s.
Yeah, and did a big cheesy radio face. At the time, I had terrible, terrible teeth. So my front teeth, I look like a jack-o'-lantern. I made Hughesy look like he had fantastic choppers. And
so you're cupping your ear with your teeth.
Yeah, like that. And so they ran with that photo because I was being a smartass in the photo session.
But they can't fix your teeth.
No, exactly. And they didn't. That picture was terrible. It still goes around. You can Google
I see. They still use it.
They still used it. They still use it to this day.
Yeah.
And as you can see, my choppers are fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But back then.
You
could put me out on the porch, scare kids away at Halloween. So you got to be careful.
They carved out the inside of your head many years ago and you still turned up to work and no one noticed.
Scooped all the insides out. Well, now I'm just worried about, I like going on roller coasters.
Oh, I forget how violent they are because from the outside, you just see the up and the down.
Yep.
They cover the other bit. So I go, I'm going to do that. I went to Disney World and my kids refused to go on some of the rides. I went on them on my own. And I forget the violence of the pulling, the swinging, the rocking. The young kid who's on the one next to me had some headphones in, probably so he couldn't hear my screams. And as soon as it starts, you go, oh, that's right, I forgot it was this. It's like childbirth. I forgot it was this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those spinning around ones I'm not so much a fan of.
The spew ones.
Yeah, but I like the big drop ones. They're pretty cool.
The big drop. If it just went up and did a big drop, I'd be happy. It's the spinnerinery and the upside-down whirly gig I don't like.
What I do, if I look at the attendant, before I go on the ride...
They're covered in vom. Get out.
If it looks like a photo from me from the front page of a lifestyle lift-out newspaper...
And he's holding a spanner.
with teeth like mine...
I've told you the story about
I know to stay clear.
My friend who went on the rota, she talked her brother into letting her go to Luna Park with him and his friends. He didn't want to, but she insisted. Mum said, take your sister. So she was wearing one of those tops that we all made at school, which tied in the front.
Oh, yeah.
A bolero kind of a top that tied in the front. And she stuffed her top with socks. Goes on the rotor. And you can't move your hands. If you know the rotor, it's that big spinner-innery thing. The bottom drops out.
You're stuck to the wall.
You're stuck to the wall and can't move. So she's opposite her brother's friends on this thing, and she looks in her peripheral vision and sees a white thing. She goes, what's that? It was the socks coming out of a top, up round her head.
Right.
Dreadful.
Your bosoms seem to be escaping.
She's in her early 60s and still can't talk about it.
She'd be
Luckily,
great.
I can.
It's grateful for you for bringing that up.
But she loves it.
That'll do.
Okay, kids, that's it for today. Come back tomorrow for more of Jonesy and Amanda's Cutting Room Floor.